Hello everyone, I have a very special Laura Sketches Reimagined video for you today. I'm going to be working with my Mega Summer Kit. Here is the sketch we're going to be using today, and I also am combining my sketch with a special challenge. So I have a recipe challenge that I am hosting over in the Dottie About Flair Facebook group. You can go over and enter that challenge and be in a drawing to win a $50 gift certificate to a cherry on top. But that's not all. Please be sure to comment down below on my video today, because included, in addition to playing along with the challenge and a $50 gift certificate, there are 2 more gift certificates, one to Dottie About Flair and another one from a cherry on top that I will be giving away from the comments down below. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment and say hello, and I will choose the winner August 15th, because that is when all the challenges are due for the 1-year anniversary celebration over at Dottie About Flair. So the first thing on my recipe challenge is a splatter of paint. Initially, I had thought I was going to use this dilutions paint, and then I opened it and oh my, it was as hard as a rock. Okay, we're gonna toss that one. That's what I get for not using my stuff for a while. So instead, I grabbed some Shimmer's paints to use to splatter. I grabbed Bubblegum Blast and Strawberry Fields Creamies. So just FYI, I say this all the time in my mixed media background classes, and every time I use mixed media, use it, because if you don't use it, it goes bad, it dries up. Mixed media supplies, absolutely 100% have a shelf life. They have an expiration date. My dilutions paint has apparently hit the end of its expiration date. Fortunately, I've used it quite often, so I'm not too concerned about it. There was only a wee little bit at the bottom anyway. So for my splattering of paint, I just took my fan brush and created some nice small splatters in the 2 corners. So I know I've said this quite often, but one of the reasons I just absolutely love Laura Whitaker's sketches is because I love the way she does layers. I love how she interprets them on her sketch. And I don't view myself as being the best when it comes to layers, truth be told. I don't feel like I'm really, really good at them. But I feel like these sketches kind of help me in that regard. So I am using my Mega Summer Kit, and I'm going to be using lots of pattern papers. If you're interested in a pattern paper or where it comes from, definitely check out my How to Kill a Kit with Style. It went up on my channel July 1st, and it goes through my Mega Summer Kit and all the things that are in it. The reason I say that is because there's lots of hybrid papers, things I printed, that come from multiple collections. So there's just a lot of things in it, and I don't always remember where everything comes from as I am creating with the layouts, but all of the information on where everything comes from is in that video. So I'm just going to go ahead and map my photos, cut all my layers. I'm going to do this sketch. I'm going to interpret the sketch pretty literally to some extent. I think I add more layers, and my photos are definitely bigger than what is shown in the sketch. That's about it though. I have all my layers done. I can show you my stamped images. So I have this stamp set from Stampin' Up called a Pansy Patch. I love it. And I stamped and die cut a whole bunch of little pansies and leaves, and that's what we're going to use for the stamped element that is part of the recipe challenge. So if you want to head over and play along with the challenge and the recipe, I will leave a link to Dottie About Flair's Facebook group. There's lots of challenges, tons and tons of prizes. My Recipe challenge is to use a sketch of your choice, a little bit of stamping, some paint, sequins, pink, and if you have some Dotty About flair, you get an extra entry if you use some flair on your page. So I'm now going to go ahead and get all of these layers situated. You can see here I cut the spanner piece, and I'm going to end up kind of so I cut it and I fishtailed the end, but as I started to organize, kind of get these layers together, I realized that I cut it too short, but that's okay. I'm gonna fix it, kind of. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of Frankenstein the extra piece that I cut off. I'm gonna kind of put it back in place and line up the pattern. Yep, I really did line up the pattern and totally worked. See? So cool. Okay, once I kind of have that together now, I can go ahead and continue the layers. And this is what I meant by adding more layers than maybe what was on the sketch. So I added this little border piece, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more. The sketch shows like circles and rings. And if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know I love me a circle. But for this particular layout, I didn't want to do circles. So I'm going to compromise, and instead I grabbed my corner rounder, and I'm just going to go ahead and corner round the edges of some of these scraps that I have left over. So I'm not cutting into any more big sheets. I've already cut into big sheets for this layout. I'm pretty sure my next mega summer kit layout is going to have to be scraps, using the scraps up. Because I don't want to end up getting to the end of July and just having scraps. That could be hard to work with. So you can see there, just corner rounded those rectangles that are supposed to be circles in the sketch, but I'm not doing circles. So I know I want my title for this layout to be Wagon Full of Flowers. And I have this little die cut piece, ephemera piece from my kit that has a big F and says flowers. It also brings in a little more of that more bright pink that's in the hearts on that little border strip that I added to my layout. So I want to bring in just a bit more of that pink, that shade of pink. And then for the rest of my title, I'm just going to use these kind of matte gold, teeny tiny foam alphabet stickers, which let me use up alphabet stickers. Whoop, whoop, whoop. In addition to those stamped pansies, look at them. Oh, I'm telling you what, this stamp set is amazing. So it's from Stamping Up. And if you know anything about Stamping Up, you know that they're a little bit pricier. And so I don't buy from them often, and I don't buy a lot. But every so often there is a stamp set that is just like, must have that, because I'll use it 1,000 times. And that was these pansies. I also got a peach one that I love to death. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to start with those pansies, and I'm going to go ahead and add them to my clusters. I know somebody's going to ask this in the comments below. Yes, I have a Stamping Up consultant. I have a very, very good friend who sells it, and she doesn't have a website or anything like that. She just is local to me. So I'm good. I'm set on the Stamping Up stuff if I need it, which I do like once a year. So I am just going to go ahead. I'm going to add all these stamped leaves and pansies. I'm going to add them in little clusters around the different areas of my layout. So I'm going to do 3 clusters, one there beside the photo, one down by my title, and then up in the corner underneath the one photo. And then to each of those little pansies clusters, I'm going to add a flare from Dotty About Flair. I love their flare. It is plastic backed, not metal, so that makes it less likely to rust away on you. I use my tabby dots because my tabby dots fit right inside the little dip on the inside of the flare. And I love it. They're beautiful. I love them. Okay, so next up, some pink silk crepe sequins from Spiegel Mom Scrap. This pink silk crepe mix is one that I designed, and it's a new release for July. So if you haven't grabbed some of the new release sequins for July, I will leave a link to the shop below. That's where I get my tabby dots as well. And with that smattering of sequins, we will call this layout all finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. Here are all of your close-ups. Be sure to head over to the Dottie About Flare Facebook group and check out all the fun that's happening over there. And then don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I will see you back here August 15th with the winners. Bye.